What is up, everybody? I got the day off. A little Thanksgiving treat. What a delight. Uh, I slept like 11 hours. I started watching the Stranger Things new season that came out, and what an amazing start that is. I watched the first two episodes, then I ran down to the comic shop because it opened. After I post and edit this video, which I'll probably do while watching episode 3, I'm just going to watch the rest of those and then get into doing some reading. I also got to do a little organizing in the room at the comic collection and whatnot. First off, hope all of you had an amazing day yesterday. Whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or not, I hope you got to spend some time with your loved ones. And I hope you just got to relax. I also really hope you got the day off. Feel really bad for those whose companies force them to either work that midnight or super early the next morning. I think that's bullshit, but we all got to make money. We all got to support ourselves. So I hope you had a great day. So today we're going to go over everything I bought this week, which I got a lot. It's a little ridiculous. I think I bought something like 32 or 33 comics this week, but my comic backlog box or whatever that Dan the comic man lets me keep. I tell him, hey, I'm interested in this, can you throw it in my thing? Or if I don't have enough money that week, I just pick out what books I want. He lets me throw it in a box and I just slowly buy them as I go. But it was getting a little out of hand, so I decided to go in today and buy a lot of them. So we are going to go over everything I bought, and then we are going to go over the comics that came out last week that I read. I'm going to rate them between a 1 and 5, and then I'm going to compare them to Comic Geeks rating. My only problem is I really think comic books need to be between a 1 and 10. It's hard to dial down a real accurate rating on the 1 and 5. And before I ramble anymore, let's just get into it. So, rating last week's comics, comparing it to what Comic Geeks has it rated. Here we go! Exquisite Corpses, issue 7. I gave this a 4.3. Comic Geeks gave it a 4.3. Guys, this is an amazing, amazing comic. If you like comics, if you're a fan of kind of the, I guess it's horror slasher genre, but more it's a version of Purge. If you like The Purge, which I thought Purge was a great movie, this is like that, but just way better. It's done by James Tynion. The art is incredible. Tynion is my favorite writer, possibly of all time right now. He's just killing it. Then, of course, we read Batman Deadpool. I gave this a 4.2. Comic Geeks gave it a 4.1. All around, this was a fun book. The Batman Deadpool story, again, was kind of the highlight. There was another one with Strange and Constantine and kind of the Justice League Dark characters. That was pretty good. There was a Nightwing, Laura Kinney one, and then the last two, which was like Miss Marvel, who I don't care about her, and there was a Harley Hulk one, but all around just a fun, cool book. I'm willing to bet we will see several of those next year. I think it just sold way too many copies, and I expect the quality to go down on those. Deluge, issue 2, I gave a 3.7. Comic Geeks gave it a 3.9. I'm going to give that one more issue, and then I'm going to probably drop it if it doesn't really pick up. It fell off a lot for me, and honestly, the first issue I didn't think was that great. Just, it ended on such an insane page that I had to read the next one. You can think that you know who the main character is in this book, but that person just keeps getting killed. So it's been good. It's by Colin Bunn. He's a great writer, so I'm going to give him the benefit and buy the third issue. But yeah, if it doesn't pick up a lot, I'm dropping it. Nightwing, issue 132. I gave this a 4.6. Comic Geeks gave it a 4.5. This is an incredible Nightwing kind of horror story. Children are missing. Heroes are getting shot. And the kind of dark carnival shit is really going into full effect. I can't remember what the guy's name is, but he's a really cool looking villain, and he is it's just it was really cool. Nightwing has been so amazing. It's turned me back into a really big Nightwing fan. It Killed Everyone But Me, issue 3. I gave it a 4.4. Comic Geeks gave this a 3.8. I am loving that book. Apparently a lot of people aren't thinking it's as great as I think it is, but the best way to describe it is it's Silence of the Lambs, but instead of a serial killer named Hannibal Lecter, you have a demon that they have summoned, and they're keeping him in this little prison, and he is helping them understand this new demon that is on the loose, and who brought him, and why is he killing these people, and who might get killed next. Really, really digging that. The art's really cool. The writing, I thought, is really good. So I'm really liking that. I would say if you are a horror fan, if you liked books like maybe Nailbiter, I would, really recommend that book. Final Boss, issue 1. I gave this a 4.6. Comic Geeks gave it a 4.0. Final Boss is my book of the week. That blew me away with how good it was. I didn't think it was going to be that great. I didn't think I was even going to like it. I just bought it because the cover I thought was really cool. It's by Tyler Kirkman, I believe. Hopefully I'm right there, who does some really cool stuff. It's so cool. There's a fight tournament going on in it, and at the end of the issue, it also shows like the guys' stats who are fighting each other, and those panels are done really well. The way the fight goes down, the art and everything is just done really, really well for what it's doing and what it's trying to get across. Also at the end of the book, like when he wins a fight, his power goes up. So it does like that tree thing in video games where you can spend your credits or whatever it is on ranking your character up, so you can get like stamina increase, strength, ability. It shows all that ranking up. But if I would say just go get Final Boss. Disavowed, issue 2. I gave this a 4.0. Comic Geeks gave it a 4.0. It's a G.I. Joe kind of knockoff, but I think it's better than G.I. Joe. It's more mature, more violent. At the end of each one, they do a PSA. If you were a kid back in the 80s, early 90s, G.I. Joe used to have a cartoon on, and at the end of each one, they would do a public service announcement to get kids to, pick up their litter, don't smoke, don't touch, like, drugs or guns. But the PSAs in this are hilarious. Like this one, a group of kids are hanging out at a house, and one of them pulls out a bag of cocaine. And then one of the soldiers pops out of nowhere and says, "Hey, man, you haven't even tested that yet. You don't know if it's safe." So he tests it, finds out it's really good level cocaine, and he invites all his buddies in who are also in their G.I. Joe group. U5, I think is what they're called. And they just start partying, and they kick all the kids out, tell them to go play outside and not come back for a while. Casey Jones, issue 2. I gave this a 4.2. Comic Geeks gave it a 4.1. All the Turtle stuff is really good. I've been saying that for a while. I'm loving the Turtle stuff out right now. This, Shredder, the main Turtle run, all very good. Mutant Nation was really good. Casey Jones is working with a group of bad guys who is ran by Lao Ban. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. But a bunch of mutants are disappearing, and Lao Ban and his group are kind of being targeted, so he's trying to find out who it is. The main bad guy in this is like some rich dude who is paying and kind of using another mutant who's like a white tiger, who's a pretty badass, very good fighter, and he's kind of giving him drugs to make his mutant stronger. But yeah, really liking that. Excited to see where it's going. I'm excited to see where Shredder's going, and for the main Turtle run, for it all to kind of converge into each other. Nova Centurion, issue 1. I gave this a 4.1. Comic Geeks gave it a 4.1. Was really surprised with that. I've been slowly getting back into Marvel, but thought that was a great book, a great way to start out a series. First, Nova saves this ship that is put out a distress call because they're getting sucked into a black hole. Nova gets there, saves them, boards their massive ship, and asks, like, "Hey, maybe you guys can give me a little credits so I can charge my Nova power bank up," whatever it's called, I can't remember. And everyone just says no, they're not giving him money because they're just greedy assholes. And then out of nowhere, this little troll named Pip shows up and says, "Hey, I can get you work, I can get you paid, just let me do this." And him and Nova dealing with each other is hilarious. Pip is a very obnoxious, kind of like a Racket Raccoon character. There's a time leap where Nova is refusing. It just cuts to him. He's refusing to answer this phone because he knows it's Pip. He doesn't want to talk to him. Finally hits answer, and Pip shows up on a kind of a FaceTime screen, and he's all blinged out. Clearly, he's taking more than he needs to of his cut for Nova, but a very good book. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees the Rite of Spring, issue 4. I gave this a 4.3. Comic Geeks gave it a 4.4. This is getting very, very good. I think there's 2 issues left. Beneath the Trees is just phenomenal. A lot of people say it's like Dexter, but it's not like Dexter because the serial killer Samantha doesn't kill like bad people. She kills whoever. And she is helping this duck find out who killed her brother, which was Samantha. And so Samantha is kind of using her to go find her little box with all these mementos she kept that could get Samantha caught and arrested in the future. But yeah, so she sends her into this house and she's like, there's evidence hidden in here. The duck finds the box, comes out, but when she's in the house under the disguise that she's like works for the bank and she needs to reappraise this house. The family's like, okay, go check it out. We'll be down here with the baby. She goes up, finds the box, and they just see her digging around on the floor. They freak out. They're like, she's planting something in the baby's room. She runs out of the house. She clips the dad on her way out. The dad takes a brutal fall. Lots of blood, lots of bones coming out of skin. But it's a very, very cool book. I highly recommend you read Beneath the Trees if you haven't. You can read it, I think, on Hoopla for free. If you have a library card, guys, get Hoopla. Hoopla is an amazing app. You can read a ton of free comics on there. It takes a little while to get used to reading them on your tablet or your phone, but once you do, like I can fly through a comic on that. A lot of times I'll just read comics that I have the hardcover of on my app because I can lay in bed and I can read it. I can not worry about passing out in the middle of reading something, wake up, and I've ruined my comic. But Hoopla, check it out, guys. Titans, issue 29, I gave this a 3.7. Comic Geeks gave it a 3.3. I've read the last few issues of Titans, and it's not great, but I don't think it's as bad as they're being rated. I don't understand what it is, why they're being rated so low. Maybe there's more into it than I understand, but I'm really not a massive Titans person. I never watched the cartoon or anything. I was traveling the world and working at that point when that was out. But, yeah, it was okay. They've basically evacuated most of Earth before the battle. They are on this planet that is hosting refugees from Earth, and it's made out of all these really cool emeralds and gems. And a bad lady has snuck on, let me see what her name was. A villain named Jinx has snuck herself into the group of refugees, and for whatever reason on this planet, her powers are increased tenfold. So she has taken over. She's taken out most of the heroes other than Nightwing and Raven. And so Raven goes to the basement where they are holding a very bad refugee in kind of a cryo chamber. Tara. I don't really know who Tara is. I think she's a big-time Wonder Woman villain, but I've never really read a lot of Wonder Woman outside of Justice League and Absolute Wonder Woman. But I am going to be going back and reading a lot of Wonder Woman because just how good Absolute Wonder Woman's been. And I just think she's a very cool character. I'm going to check if this is recording. Good job, we're getting better. Everything Dead and Dying, issue 3. I gave this a 4.5. Comic Geeks gave it a 4.5. This is incredible. If you're a fan of zombie stuff or Walking Dead, I would say definitely go get Everything Dead and Dying. Basically, this guy, his family is killed in the zombie apocalypse. They all turn into zombies. And he has figured out how to kind of live amongst his whole little community. He just feeds them every day. Knows how to behave around them so they don't go acting crazy. And he's kind of carved them out a nice, well, not a nice life, because he's just surrounded by zombies and it's kind of all his loved ones and friends. But this other group of survivors have showed up. They are killing those zombies, and they end up killing his daughter and his husband. But yeah, there's a big gunfight that takes over, big battle that happens between him and the other group of survivors who are looking for stuff and other survivors. He ends up shooting a couple of them and taking a hostage, and they kind of arrange a deal to meet on this bridge. He will give them the hostage. In return, they will just leave him and his community alone. They agree to it, and just bad shit goes down. But just great book. The art is so good. The writing is so good. Right now, I don't think it's going to be as iconic as Walking Dead, but I think it's written better than Walking Dead. And the art is definitely better than Walking Dead. I'm not crapping on Walking Dead, guys. I thought that was a phenomenal story, and I liked the first 3 seasons of it. And then finally, we got Racer X issue 3. Comic Geeks gave this a 4.0. I did not read this. Now, the reason I did not read that is because on the first page, it makes it very, very apparent that you definitely should be reading Racer X along with this book. So I will be going out and grabbing the, I think, 4 or 5 Racer X issues that are out. I do love that comic. I will be reading it, so it's going in my to-read box that is by my recliner. And I will be hopefully getting those soon. But I also need to be getting all the rest of the runs of Redcoat, Geiger, and Rook Exodus, because I read the first couple of each of those issues. Amazing. Rook Exodus is the best. It's Rook Exodus, Exquisite Corpses, and Escape that are the 3 best comics out right now. Then you got your Absolutes and stuff out there, but those are the 3 best comics out right now. All right, so we got the big part out of the way. Well, that's not the big part. Now we're going to get into the irresponsible part of what I bought this week. I think I got 32 comics, guys. I know I've said I'm working on cutting back, but I don't know. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't eat fast food, I don't go to movies or bars, and I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. I'm not a car guy. I do a lot of things to save money too, like I don't have cable. I just kind of like to read. I throw YouTube on and I read while I just have random shit on in the background. But let's get into what we got. So obviously, we got the DC KO issue 2. I thoroughly enjoyed this issue. I had to read that immediately. I still have a couple books I haven't read from last week. But yeah, I'm not going to buy that and not read it instantly. Very cool how they're doing the tournament. Like that, I'll go more into details with it, but in this one, like I thought it was going to be 1 versus 1 fighting in this tournament, but this one, all 32 of them are thrown into a little dimension where there's 16 power weapons, and the 16 characters who find the power weapons get to move on to the second round of the tournament. It's really done well. The art's great. The interactions between all the characters, finding the stuff and fighting each other. So yeah, DCKO off to a hot start. Then we got the Superman issue 32 KO tie-in. I read that, thought it was pretty good. We got Flash 27. This was way better than the last issue. Flash was incredibly good. So I highly recommend that if you've ever been a Flash fan. Maybe get the last issue just to see, so you can know what's going on. Because in Flash books, there's always a lot going on. And then we got the Justice League Unlimited issue 13 KO tie-in. I have not read that one. That's on the read list for today. And then we got Absolute Batman issue 14. I will be reading this immediately after turning this video off. Absolute is absolutely amazing. Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman, issue 5. I got this variant cover. They do a, Death in the Family cover for each issue. Really love those. You got the little corgi dressed up like the penguin there. How cute. Absolute Wonder Woman, issue 14. Then we got Batman, Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia. They only had this copy left, so I was forced to pay extra and get the foil. I'm really never a big foil guy. But yeah, I really want to read that book. It looks so good. The art looks great. If you've read that already, let me know. Am I in for a treat? World's Finest, issue 45. Love that cover. What do you think old Lex and Joker are planning? I don't know how Lex could manage to work with Joker. I think Joker would drive him nuts. But it looks like it's going to be a fun book. Justice League Dark, issue 4. This came out last week, but it got thrown into my pull box. Why can't I speak? Issue 3 actually was fairly good. A lot better than issue 1 and 2, so I'm hoping this keeps tracking, like, you know, getting better and better. Then DC's, I saw Ma Hunkel Kissing Santa Claus. Got their Christmas issue. It's time to get in the Christmas spirit, everyone. I love the holidays. I love to decorate. I love to bake for my friends and family. I love the holidays. You know, whether you're into what the holiday's about, I'm just into getting to be around friends and family and just letting everyone know how much I appreciate them. Then we got Absolute Flash, issue 9. I dropped this at issue 6. I heard I dropped it at a bad time. I read 7 and 8, and I thought it was really getting good. So you have ascended my tier ranking. It is now Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Wonder Woman are tied. And then we got this, and then we got Green Lantern sitting all the way at the bottom by itself. You better step it up. Green Arrow, issue 30. That's been just an amazing run. I'm excited to get into this. Arrow is going against a former ally in the military. Green Lantern, issue 29. I'm a big Green Lantern fan, but I wish Green Lantern Corps was better. Then we got Detective Comics, issue 1103. That is just a badass cover. Yeah, Detective has been really good for like a while now, so I'm really happy that that's so good right now. All right, so that is, I believe that's all our DC books we bought. And then we go into our Marvel. We got Marvel Knights, The Punisher, issue 1. This is a second print. If I like this, I will get the first printing. I've heard it's actually pretty good, so I'm excited to read it. I need to go and get the Red Band Punisher issues I'm missing, because I did really like issue 1, but at the time, my job I had at the time had slashed our hours. UPS had slashed our hours, and we weren't making any money, so I was only getting a few books a week. Then we got issue 2 of the Marvel Knights Punisher. That's a badass cover. I love Punisher. I love the show. I love the movies, even the Dolph Lundgren movie. A lot of you probably didn't know there was a Punisher movie that came out in the early 1990s. You should watch it. It's weird, but it's a fun watch because it's just so 90s. Like, the 90s movies were wild, and I loved it. I'm so grateful I was born in the late 80s. I was born in 84, so I got to live in, I think, the funnest era for a kid. The late 80s to the mid-90s were just awesome. Amazing Spider-Man, issue 16. We have an on-again, off-again relationship, and I'm back on it. I enjoyed the last issue after one of you great people on here said they've really been enjoying it, and they think I need to give it a third chance. Daredevil, Punisher, The Devil's Trigger, issue 1. Excited to read that. I hope it's good. I love both those characters. Marvel has decided to just kill Daredevil. That last series of Daredevil was so bad. Not the Elseworld, whatever it is. The one, what was that one? Daredevil. The one when he's way in the future and Bullseye is the top dog bad guy. That comic was amazing, but the main Daredevil run was so bad. It was so bad. The art was terrible. The covers were dog shit. Just a terrible book. The Infernal Hulk, issue 1. Excited to read this. I thought the last run of Hulk, or series of Hulk, was fantastic. This takes off right from that. Hulk is possessed. Banner has been separated from Hulk completely, and evil spirit or demon has completely taken over Hulk. Cul-de-sac issue 4. This is phenomenal. It's a little vampire story. It's a kind of a Goonies meets Lost Boys. It's really, really good. Highly recommend that if you're into vampire stuff. But very cool book. Escape issue 4. Escape is one of the books I've talked about already. It is one of the 3 best series out right now. If you're not reading Escape, you are missing out big time. They are very fast reads. It is just non-stop action. I've heard this one takes a little different change in the tone, but I'm sure it's still incredible. Skinbreaker, issue 3. This has been a pleasant surprise. Really enjoying that. About a tribe of, I don't know what you would call them, if they're trolls or what, but they're kind of they live very tribal, and a new leader, chief, has taken over their tribe. Everyone really respects him. He's a nice guy. And this other guy is very jelly. He's so jelly you could have him with peanut butter. So I think we're going to see them fighting. Then we got Supernatural, issue 2. Supernatural, issue 1 was awesome. I thought it felt just like watching an episode of Supernatural. Excited for that one. Survive, issue 3. This is by Bad Idea. I've been telling you guys for a while, Bad Idea doesn't miss. These 2 survivors in a submarine explosion have made it to kind of one of the little shelters they make on submarines where you can survive, and they both kind of think each other is to blame for it. We do find out who is actually to blame for it. And there's also a big giant squid or octopus or kraken who is also attacking the ship, but they don't know that yet. I don't believe they know that yet. Shredder, issue 3. Issue 1 and 2 have been amazing, and like I said, all the turtle stuff right now is just awesome. Good time to be a turtle fan. Berserker, issue 1, The Bleeding Tide. I did not know this was coming out. I really enjoyed Berserker, the first issue. If you don't know what this guy is immortal. He can take a beating. He's been around for a very long time, since I think he was like a caveman. And they kind of wished to their gods that they believed in back then to, hey, send us help to fight off all these other bands of cavemen that keep attacking us, killing us, taking our food and everything from us. Very cool book, though. Devil on My Shoulder, issue 1. This looks like it's going to be kind of, if you saw the movie I Spit on My Grave, a very violent, graphic movie. So if you don't like hardcore violence, I'd say don't watch that, but it is a very classic kind of horror movie. A lady is violently attacked, left for dead. She gets her revenge in I Spit on Your Grave, but this kind of, just from the description, looked like it might be something like that. Then we got the Spawn Universe Christmas issue. I Saw Santa. Very cool cover. I'll probably be reading all my Christmas stuff tomorrow, or maybe even December 1st to really get in the Christmas spirit. As you see, I'm in the Christmas spirit. I put up a decoration. No, actually, I've got the whole house decorated. Like I said, I love that shit. I decorated last week or 2 weeks ago. I get it done early. Vampirella Christmas issue. Then Invisible Man, issue 4. The first 2 issues were a little slow to me. Issue 3 really, really picked up and got good. It's by James Tynion. He's writing Exquisite Corpses. He's writing a lot of great stuff. He's the guy who wrote Something's Killing the Children, which, God, the first 16 books or so might be my favorite run of comics ever. It's what got me hardcore back into comics. Then we got Ferocious, issue 1. Just thought that looked like a cool cover. I did not have this in my pull box, but Dan kind of knows what I like. So he just throws stuff in my pull box, and I get in there and he's like, hey, I threw some stuff in your pull box. I'm like, cool, I'm sure I'm going to like it. You haven't failed me yet, Dan. But all right, so that is everything we read and everything I got. Again, hope you all had a great holiday. Did you guys agree with my ratings? Did you get any of these books? Have you read any of these books I got? Am I in for a treat? I'm having a lot of time. I consider several of you my friends now that I talk to a lot in the comments section. So that's been a really cool surprise. I didn't think I would make new friends from doing these videos. But yeah, again, it is Friday. I hope you all have an incredible weekend. Be safe. The roads are going to start getting bad, guys. Just drive smart. If someone's speeding behind you, let them speed behind you. They can pass you if they're going to drive dangerous. We got to be safe, guys. We got to stay alive. Yeah, don't get into any trouble. If you do, don't let anyone know. I'm going to go back to watching Stranger Things. If you guys are watching Stranger Things, let me know. Are you liking this season so far? I've watched the first 2 episodes and am incredibly pleased with it. Also, loving that the episodes are so long. Each one feels like a full-on movie. But yeah, alright, so I will post again on Sunday going over what books are coming out, what I'm excited for in the top 10. But until then, we'll talk later.